Barrasso right now, the Republican senator from the beautiful state of Wyoming. He is the Senate Republican Conference chair as well. Senator, those are some daunting numbers that Chad relayed, yes, that this could all prove a waste of time.
Well, the Democrats seem unbelievably committed to just keeping these floodgates of illegal immigrants flowing into the country, and they're willing to go so far as to nuke the constitutional requirements to do it. They don't seem to be bothered by the crime, the criminal cartels, the drug dealers, the terror suspects coming in. Mayorkas has now been impeached for willfully unwilling to support or to defend and to promote the laws of this country. He's not doing it, and that's why this is so important. So only 2 times in the history of the country have cabinet members been impeached. And now they don't want to do a trial. The Democrats are trying to block a trial because they know the evidence is so devastating that it'll hurt them in November. There are specific Democrat senators. Every one of them is going to scheme together to try to block a trial. The American people deserve a trial. We deserve accountability. The Democrats don't want it, and they're trying to stop it right now.
Don't Americans deserve some progress on this issue itself, Senator? I mean, Republicans were blocking a bipartisan measure that seemed to be very promising until Donald Trump came and said this is a waste of time. Don't do that. This is a big election year issue for us. Now, I'm not sure that was your sentiment. I want to be clear. But Republicans botched a chance to deal with this crisis as well, right?
Well, what we know is the President of the United States refuses to enforce the law. That's one of the reasons Mayorkas is being impeached, refusing to enforce the law of the land. We can pass many more laws. If the President refuses to enforce them, what difference does it make?
You had a measure. You had a measure. It wasn't perfect, right? I mean, so, you know, it takes 2 to tango here. And I'm just wondering if this president, by executive order, didn't do enough, and this measure wasn't enough. It's fair to say both parties dropped the ball on it, right?
Well, this president did 94 executive orders his first 100 days in office, throwing the border wide open, inviting people from all around the world to come here. Over 150 countries, many from communist China, are here, 20,000 this past year alone. This is a president who refuses to enforce the law and who has new interpretations of the law to let more people in. The bill that was worked on in a bipartisan way would have set 5,000 a day. That is not good enough, Neil. Even the Border Patrol said that's much too high. We needed to get this border closed. The administration doesn't want to do it. They don't want a trial because they know it'll bring to light how bad the numbers are. Over 9.6 million illegal immigrants to the country this year alone, since Joe Biden has been president. The numbers are astonishing. The deaths from fentanyl, the human trafficking, the drug trafficking,
you're right on all of the above, Senator.
Cartels,
all these are crises that are nonstop. I'm just wondering if the president, likes his Homeland Security secretary. He serves at the pleasure of the president. The president isn't going to do anything about him. You're not going to get these votes in the Senate. You don't even have all your Republican colleagues going along. 6 didn't even want to be any part of this. So this seems more political theater than anything else. Disavow me of that notion.
Well, I don't agree. The United States House of Representatives has impeached a member of the cabinet for the first time in 140-some years. To me, there is credible evidence. There is strong evidence to be presented to the United States people, and yet Chuck Schumer refuses to do it. Every time there's been an impeachment, Neil, in the entire history of the United States, and there have been less than 2 dozen, there has always been a trial unless the person has resigned. Right now, that's not happening. Chuck Schumer is rewriting the laws for impeachment so that if you get a future president impeached, and a member of his own party is in the majority in the Senate, it means that there's unlikely to be an impeachment trial there. Either they'll just follow this Schumer playbook. This is a new precedent on impeachment, and it's changing the entire history of the country, and basically in violation of the Constitution, Section 1, Article 3.
So those 6 Republicans disagree. Are they just out to lunch or what?
Well, people are going to have, that's why you have a trial, to present the evidence, and there is compelling evidence. And people are not supposed to make a decision until after the trial has been completed, the evidence is presented, the American people can listen in, call their elected representatives, tell them what they believe, and then have a statement and may say that way based on the evidence presented at trial. This is the evidence that Joe Biden doesn't want presented, Chuck Schumer doesn't want presented, and every Democrat on the ballot this November doesn't want presented because they will lose as a result.
Well, we'll watch it very closely. Senator, thank you very much for taking the time. Senator Barrasso of the beautiful state of Wyoming. Update.